Hello, my dear student. This is Mohammad Maizul Haq Khan. How are you? I hope you are fine. Today, I would like to discuss about business ethics, business values, and social responsible business. Chapter 12, Business Organization Management, first paper. Business ethics. Ethics, which is a branch of philosophy, deals fundamentally with the rules of human conduct from moral point of view. The word ethics comes from the Greek word ethos, meaning character or custom. Today, we use the word ethos to refer to the distinguishing disposition, character, or attitudes of a specific people, culture, or group. In the broadest sense, ethics provide the basic rules or parameters for conducting any activity in an acceptable manner. More specifically, ethics represent a set of principles prescribing a behavioral code that explains what is good and right or bad and wrong. Ethics may in addition outline moral duty and obligations. Business ethics. Business ethics is a specialized area of general ethics in which an awareness of ethical issues and a systematic approach to solving them are particularly important. Business ethics involves the same basic issues that are found in other contexts. However, the business situation will probably be more complex. Business ethics is concerned with truth and justice and has a variety of aspects such as the expectations of society, fair competition, advertising, public relations, social responsibilities, consumer autonomy, corporate behavior in the home country as well as abroad. So, business ethics consists of those principles and practices that are concerned with morals and good conduct as they are applicable to business situations. Ethical guideline for business. There is the subject matter of business ethics. To run the business activities accurately, to refrain from any illegal activities, to supply goods at reasonable price, to pay reasonable salary to the employees, to pay government, to pay tax to the government regularly, behaving well with the workers and employees, maintaining honesty in all matters and gain the quality of trustworthiness, to carry out appropriate responsibility towards different external parties, playing role in preserving environment, following government rules and regulation, showing respect to law, developing good relation with own businessman group, to refrain from unhealthy and unfair competition, to stand beside the people at the time of natural disaster, following the correct pricing policy. That's all about the different aspects of business ethics. Now, business values. Values means permanent or core beliefs towards something. Values are relatively permanent desires that seem to be good in themselves, like peace or goodwill. Values may be positive, negative, or personal values, corporate values, religious values, individual values. Positive values leads the business people in an ethical way, and negative values leads the business people in an unethical way. There are some common ideals or philosophies in running the business. If that philosophies or ideals become permanent in the arena of business, then it is called business values. So business values is the operating philosophies or principles that guide an organization's internal conduct as well as its relationship with its customers, partners, and shareholders. Say for example, many people, many business people thinks that consumer is the king. If they uh, believe from the core of their heart or permanently consumer is a king, definitely it is business values. Or not to give less in weight, not to adulteration, or adulteration is a major crime, to be loyal to the existing law of a country, not to create artificial crisis, to maintain books of account properly, not to produce harmful product for the society. That's all about the business values. Now, social responsibility of business. Social responsibility of business refers to management decisions and actions taken for reasons at least partially beyond the organization's direct economic or technical interest. The concept of social responsibility is merely in growing stage towards social effectiveness of business. It is the philosophy which justifies business involvement in its social community. The simple fact is that business is a major social institution, and as such, it is importantly involved in social values. In the operation of pluralism, many groups influence business, and in turn, business influences them. Society's expectations of business are increasing dramatically, perhaps excessively. Society expects that business which enters the community will make it better. Business leaders, in order to perform their new role effectively and need to develop value system that recognize responsibilities to claimants other than stockholders. The time when industry could be regarded as a penny in the slot machine is passing. Either capital must accept a direct burden of industrial service, or it must be content to be shouldered out of industry. That is, if the investor is failed to uh, utilize its certain portion of invested money for the welfare of society, then they should be shouldered out from the arena of business. So, social responsibility is the obligation of businessmen to pursue those policies, to make those decisions, or to follow those lines of actions which are desirable in terms of objectives and values of society. Uh, that is, social responsibility is the obligation of business towards the society. Since we know business and society are inseparable with each other, so we cannot imagine the existence of business without the society. So it is the set of obligations an organization has to protect and enhance the society in which it functions. Business observe responsibility to the society in different ways. Responsibility to the owners or investors, responsibility to customers and consumers, responsibility to the employees, responsibility to government, responsibility to suppliers and creditors, responsibility to business community, and responsibility to general community. Responsibility to investors or owners. The investors invest their hard-earned savings or money with the hope of getting dividend or profit. Those who provide money or moral courage should be attended when they expect their dues. So the business observe some responsibilities towards the investors. Basically, to ensure the proper utilization of invested capital of the investor, to ensure the security of invested capital, to pay dividend, to pay regular dividend to the owner, proper utilization of resource, maintaining books of account accurately, preparing financial statement properly, to search new market avenue for potential investment, to adopt economy in all respects of business. Next, responsibility to employees. A business does exist in fact upon hard labor of the workers and employees. That is, the success of business mostly depends on the sweet will of the employees. As you know, employees are the life force of a business. Business activities cannot be run without the cordial effort of employees. So as they are the important element of business, that's why business should observe some responsibility towards the employees. In this case, business, the way through which business can observe responsibility to pay reasonable salary to the employees, to ensure good working environment, to ensure good working condition, to arrange training facilities to the employees, to ensure good supervision, to ensure transport and accommodation facilities, to ensure promotion facilities, to provide future financial security for the employees, to provide Medicare facilities to members of the family, to provide education facilities for their children. That's all about the responsibilities to the employees. Next, responsibility to the customers or consumer. As you know, consumer is the king of marketing. The success of business mostly depends on the sweet will of the customers and consumers. So, business should observe some responsibility towards the customers and consumer, because it is not possible to survive in the line of business ignoring the customers and consumer. And in this case, the way through which business can observe some responsibility that are to supply goods at reasonable price, to produce goods, standard quality of goods, to supply goods according to customer taste and choice, to supply information regarding the market, to provide after sales services, to behave well with the customers and consumer, to take measures regarding complaints of the customers and consumer, to create awareness, that is to create consumer awareness, to provide facilities in case of purchasing goods on easy terms and condition, to provide facilities to customers and consumer in case of purchasing goods on credit. That's all about the responsibilities to customer and consumers. Responsibility to government. In any society, government is the highest representative organization, and government is a larger buyer of society. It is natural for the business to have duties to the government, just as government has responsibility in the development of business. Basically, government provides different types of infrastructure for the business people, and even they also enact different types of law for running the business. That's why business should observe some responsibility towards the government. In this case, the way through which government business should observe responsibility towards the government, that are to give the due tax and revenue to the government, to follow government rules and regulations properly, to offer suggestions in different matters and extend cooperation, to protect the national interest, to give assistance to government in reducing unemployment, not to participate anti-state activity, to represent or to work as agent in abroad on behalf of government, to provide support to government in preparing commercial and industrial law, to provide financial support to government at the time of necessity. That's all about the responsibilities to government. Next, responsibilities to suppliers and creditors. Suppliers and creditors. Basically, suppliers takes the responsibility to activate the wheel of the production of the business people or industrial owner. Suppliers provides raw materials, machineries, or spare parts to business people, and creditors also provides money to business people. So in this case, business should observe responsibility towards the suppliers and creditors. In this case, business should pay the value of supplied goods reasonably, to give order in time, to provide information regarding market in advance, to provide transportation facilities to the suppliers, to provide warehousing facilities to suppliers, to pay advance to the suppliers, to arrange a publicity and advertisement for the suppliers. In terms of creditors, to pay principal amount with interest in time, then to maintain good relationship with the creditors, to invest loan money in the proper sector. That's all about the responsibilities towards the suppliers and creditors. Next, responsibilities to business community or fellow businessmen. In the present time, it is necessary for the businessmen to do their duties to their fellow businessmen or community members as well in order to run business properly. Otherwise, unjust rivalry and jealousy develops among them that negatively affects the interest of all concerned. To address these issues, business do the following: basically, developing business association by organizing neighboring businessmen cooperate each other in terms of difficulty. Then to search new area of investment for the association, that is trade association, to abide by the policy of the trade association. That's all about the responsibility towards the fellow businessmen. Last, responsibility to general community. The area or locality where business run their activities, there they should observe some responsibilities. Business and its activities revolve around society and its people. A business gets enriched by taking various advantages from the society. That's why business should observe some responsibility towards the general community. Producing and delivering goods and products, delivering them as per their demand. Then to protect the environment, to take necessary steps regarding the national issue, that is to take awareness program regarding the national issue, supplying information to arrange employment opportunity, to stand beside the people at the time of natural disaster, to ensure patronization regarding education and culture, to construct roads, culvert for the general community, then establishing hospital, education institution and other welfare organization. To ensure different uh, to ensure information regarding market. That's all about the responsibility towards the communities. So from the above discussion, it may be said that in the present the world business cannot be run only for earning profit, but they try to create good relations with all others and gain their cooperation through doing their duties to all concerned parties. Consequently, reputation of business increases, leading to expansion of business and earning higher profit, and also they can attain goodwill. They can survive in the end of business for a long period of time, because observing social responsibility is not only incurring expenditure, but also it's not only incurring expenditure, it works as investment for the business people. So that's all about the social responsibility of business. Thank you very much. See you again in the next class. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.